You know how we
But
do it, man. You know how we do, man. We do these genuine intros. We do genuine intros. We don't do nothing fancy because we just get straight into it. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Headlines. I am Apollo. I got my man Foxboy in the building. We here.
yes, sir.
It was a great weekend of football, and we here to talk some football. We have some. We had two major upsets. The two last undefeated teams lost. The Chiefs pulled out a win, but we're gonna get it started. We're gonna get right into the first topic. Foxy, 3-5-1 teams are out there. The Eagles, the Chiefs, and the Niners. Out of those 5-1 teams, who do you think has the best chance to not only A, get the first seed in their conference, and B actually make it to the Super Bowl and actually win?
Oh, hey, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna look at it real quick. So my camera's gonna be off. I
Go
think there's actually
go ahead.
four.
Oh, is it four?
So Dolphins are 5-1.
Oh, I forgot about them. Yeah.
Cleveland, Cardinals, Eagles, and Niners. Out of them, out of everybody, I would still, yeah, it's tough. So, I get to choose one for each conference, right?
Yeah. So we got two in the AFC, two in the NFC. Now remember that the Niners got some injuries. Debo, Trent Williams, and C Mac did get injured, but according to the Twitter, they will be healthy enough pending what goes on during the week to play Monday night. But
Okay.
with that being said, the 49ers still got a beast defense. But that offense takes a hit with C-Mac out, Trent Williams out, and Debo
Woo.
out. That you talk about your three top
That's weird.
weapons.
So in the AFC, I'm gonna roll with the Dolphins. I mean, they look human against the Buffalo Bills, and any given week, the Buffalo Bills can make anybody look human,
Oh yeah.
or they put anybody they play. So the
Mm-hmm.
problem is they don't do that shit in faces. And then in the NFC, mean, it's really hard to pick anybody but the Niners. The Niners have been steamrolling people, and then they go against the Browns, who have been defensively phenomenal. But I didn't know that they have been historically great up until this point. I think they're like top 10 all time in terms of in some kind of stat
Yeah.
ever. So that defense, even though they had some injuries on their side of the ball, I think they said one or two of their corners was down, and then obviously Deshaun Watson didn't play, which
Mm-hmm.
should be a segment later on. We might have to just info that in there
Okay.
because I've been getting recommended something and I've been trying not to click on it because it's gonna send me up a wall. But yeah, so you got to go with the Niners just because everybody overreacted. Because anytime a team they get to that like week 4, week 5, and they're whooping everybody, and then that's when they start throwing them. Oh, is the whichever year it was, or the Dolphins, are they popping champagne this year? Or is there gonna be another undefeated team? And then they lose, and then now the sky is falling. Oh, the Niners are frauds. Brock Purdy, he's finally falling off the cliff type beat. And I don't think it's all that. I think you know what I'm saying. You
Yeah.
say it every podcast, any given Sunday, somebody can get their ass whooped, and
Absolutely.
that's what happened. So
I
they
agree.
look human finally. So I'm still rolling with the Niners, even though I'm rooting for the Eagles. They just haven't put together offensively. But yeah, the Niners in the NFC, and then I'm still rolling with the Dolphins because Tyreek Hill is on pace to put up 2,300 yards, 23, yeah,
Ridiculous.
2,300 yards.
Ridiculous.
God damn! I'm rooting for the Ravens, but the Dolphins is hard to root. It's hard to go against the Dolphins right now.
I agree. And the NFC, I'm gonna stick with the Niners. They're just too good.
I,
They are too good. Now, granted, yes, they lost. Now, I don't think we'll ever have another undefeated season. Yes, the Patriots
hey,
came close, but I don't think with how the NFL is today and all the talent spread around and how you could just have an off week and you just can't stack the roster as much because of free agency. I don't think we'll ever have another undefeated season. If we do, wow. Especially now with an extra game in the season, that's crazy.
I think the biggest hamper to the undefeated team is that by the time you get, we see this a lot. Every once in a while, we get that 15-1, 14-2 team,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like by that point they already have the number one seed in playoffs locked, so
Yeah,
they just rest their starters. So having an
exactly.
undefeated team nowadays doesn't just mean your team has to be good. That means your backups have to be good, or you have to play a really bad team that last 2-3 games to where your backups can win those games.
I agree. And with the AFC, I like the Dolphins, and big shout out to Tyreek Hill, man, for being a small stature guy. To be putting up the numbers he's putting up is ridiculous. But I'm gonna go with the Chiefs because they have the most proven person at quarterback. They have the best
Yeah.
player at the best position, and he's proven. And when he needs to get the job done, he'll find a way to get the job done. There's no more Tom Brady. There's no Peyton Manning. Hell, there's not even no Aaron Rodgers. There's no Big Ben. None of those quarterbacks that we grew up watching are there anymore. So now this is Patrick Mahomes' time. So I can't bet against Mahomes when it counts, especially since as good as Josh Allen, as good as Lamar, as good as Tua, as good as Hurts, Deshaun, Herbert, all these other quarterbacks can be, and as talented as they are, they have not done it when it mattered most. Patrick Mahomes has. He's been there. He's done that. He has 80 career wins in 100 games. That is crazy. That is ridiculous. I saw that stat earlier today. That is 100 games, and he's won 80 of them. That is ridiculous. And he does not have, yeah, and he hasn't always had the best all around roster. Yeah, he's had Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill, but he ain't had a top tier defense. So I can't bet against Mahomes, man. I gotta go with Mahomes. I think the Chiefs have a strong case to go back to back this year. But like you said, any given Sunday, you can get your ass whooped, you can lose. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Now, real quick, like I said before we started, let's touch on this breaking news real quick. Julio Jones is signing with the Eagles. I'm with you. I didn't know he was still even playing. But Julio Jones is going to the Eagles. Just one football. You got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. Now you're adding Julio. I mean, what all can Julio do? Not saying he still can't ball, but there's only one football. And A.J. Brown's going to want his catches. Devontae Smith's going to want his catches. Miles Sanders and the running backs, they're going to want their yards. You're going to run Jalen Hurts on your little Philly. They call it the brotherly shove. So there's only so much time where you can get the ball.
Well, I don't know why they don't like that. But I was pleased this in here before I get on to that is that you say you can't root against Mahomes when it counts. See, this is the difference between you and me. It's week 5. Don't shit count right now. So fully different for now. But I ain't gonna be seeing this shit when it's playoff time. So everybody's tired. Everybody got a chance at that number 1 seed. I'm going with the Dolphins. But when it comes to week 14, 15, 16, 17, me and you gonna be on the same page about Patrick Mahomes.
Hey, the Dolphins is legit, man. That offense, they got a legit 4x1 track team on the offense, and how do you stop Tyreek? Because if you play off, he can catch it 2 yards and take it to the house. So how do you play that? Because if you guard him, well, you got Jalen Waddle on the other side. You can't double team both of them. So what do you do?
By the way, the running back runs 4-3 also, just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Running back runs 4-3.
Yeah.
They got somebody else.
They got 2 good running backs. Mostert has been balling. Devin A-Chain. Look, I saw A-Chain at A&M, and he was Jets then. So now he's out here and he's hurt right now, but he'll be back. And all you got to do is just insert him, and they're finding a way to get these guys the ball in space, make them make plays, and get the ball. As long as Tua can stay healthy, I think the Dolphins have yeah. I think the Dolphins have a legit shot to challenge the Chiefs. That game is going to be a hell of a shootout. We know Tyreek Hill is going to be. Yeah, we're probably talking 40, 50 points. As long as Kadarius
I,
Toney brings his hands that game.
yeah. But as for Julio, I don't know. That's gonna be real interesting because it depends on how people are looking at it. If you're looking at it as Julio's getting added to debatably the best offense in the league, or definitely in the NFC,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they're expecting him to do what he did when he was on the Falcons or whatnot. I think people are going to be real disappointed. But I
Yeah.
think if they look at him as what pretty much what OBJ did for the Rams, or what he's expected, but
Yeah.
is doing for the Ravens, to where he's not getting all the volume, but he's going to make that play here or there. Or kind of what people say every time Aaron Rodgers says, I want Randall Cobb back. And we're like, Randall Cobb ain't going for 1,000 yards, but, there's going to be, 20, 30, third and five, third and threes where you're going to throw it to Randall Cobb and he's going to get it. So I think that's what Julio Jones is going to be. I can't remember too much detail because I remember during the draft, I wanted the Eagles to draft Jackson Smith and Jigba, and I was like, just throw it on everybody. You got Jalen Hurts, you got AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. You gonna have Jackson Smith and Jigba, Dallas Goddard,
Mm-hmm.
and GG. Just look at a button, look at a receiver, and just throw it to him. They can catch it. It's over. But they were like, all right, well, they broke up the argument. There's only one football,
Mm-hmm.
only so much to go around. It would be kind of redundant to have, you got AJ, Devontae, and Dallas Goddard, and now you got to try to get him a fourth, and then Jalen Hurts runs the ball. The running backs are pretty good. There's only so much to go around, but I think if he can accept the OBJ role, the Randall Cobb role, the Alan Lazard role,
Yeah.
I think this would be real good. But it's probably going to take a while for it to ramp up. And the number one thing with Julio, the motherfucker got to stay healthy. He is.
I agree.
Oh my, motherfucker is a Greek god. Okay, this motherfucker is a goddamn Lamborghini, but he always got a flat fucking tire. I don't get it. So I need him to stay healthy.
I think it can work because Julio's unselfish. He's never been a selfish guy. He doesn't talk. He just goes out there, he balls. And if he, I mean, he went one season, he was leading the league in receptions, but he only had like 2 or 3 touchdowns. So he doesn't complain. Julio, when you throw him the ball, he's going to pretty much try to catch it. His catch radius is ridiculous, just like D Hop. So I think it works. But if they're going to expect Julio to put those numbers up, like you said in Atlanta, there's only one ball. Okay, somebody's going to be lacking touches if Julio's getting that kind of targets and shit in Philly like he did in Atlanta. So somebody's going to be lacking, and I feel like the person that'll probably be lacking, unfortunately, will be Devontae Smith, because AJ Brown is just such a beast when he touches the ball. He's like Debo, the first guy usually rarely brings him down. He's big, he's physical, and he's just so aggressive out there. But back to the 5-1 teams, man, it's just there's it's hard to say that it's hard for me to pick the Eagles over the Niners, and it's not even saying just because I'm a Cowboys fan. It's just saying the Jets showed something yesterday that maybe Jalen Hurts is not as good as we thought. He's still good, but maybe he just had a bad game. But Jalen Hurts, they showed it. He was human yesterday. But that defense in Philly is just too good. I mean, San Francisco, excuse me, is too good.
The weird thing about that Eagles team, I haven't seen it yet, so take what I say when they bring the call. The thing about it is, I think it's more of the build up to the Jets game rather than what happened in the Jets game. Because coming into the and up until this point, everyone agrees that the Jets have a Super Bowl defense. That is a championship defense. So
I agree.
A lot of people horrendous against the Jets, and we would have said, who was it? Who they beat? They beat the Bills, right? First week, so they made Josh Allen look bad.
Mm-hmm.
Was it week one? They beat somebody. They won with the walk-off punt return.
I think it was. I think it was Buffalo. Yeah.
Beat Buffalo, and they made Josh Allen look real bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but getting back to what I was building up to is, so Jalen Hurts looked bad against the Jets, which historically great defense. There probably wasn't really anywhere to go with that. But I think it's more the build up to it, because had Jalen Hurts balled out, like he's looked really good, all right? I'm talking like I don't know who's the top QBs right now, but I hear Jared Goff's doing real good.
They are.
So
They
he's
are.
balling out, showing everybody. And then he gets to this game and has a bad one. We would just say, hey, he ran into a Super Bowl caliber defense and they beat him. But the problem is the Eagles offense, despite getting the job done, even with Jalen Hurts, they've been looking kind of, I don't know, they look like they've, they lost a gear. They like something's off with them. They're not
Super Bowl hangover.
Yeah, that kind of beat. And then they come in here, and they were 4-0, 5-0 coming into this game. And everyone's like, man, we think they're about to lay an egg eventually. There's no way the way they're winning is sustainable. And then finally, it's happened. So I think this game is going to get a little, not overhyped or overwhelmed, but people are going to use this as an example because they've been waiting for this to happen so they can say, look, we told you all the Eagles ain't as good this year. Jalen Hurts isn't as good as we said he is. We've just been waiting for this L so we can harp on it and let y'all go.
Yeah.
But I think it's really confusing for me because, like, I want to say, like, oh, they're going to be fine and blah, 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 you know what I'm saying? But I thought Jalen Hurts was getting a little too much hype this offseason. And it was weird because traditionally I would be all in on a guy, Jalen Hurts. Like, I love the style of play. I love the story, everything about it. But I was like, y'all got him in all the top 10. Some of y'all got him in the top 5. And I was like, yeah, if you're doing a list about how he performed last year, he definitely was top 5 last year. But if you're talking about, production versus projection, yeah, his production S tier last year. But the projection for him, I was like, I don't think he's going to be able to maintain that or do it again. It's hard for anybody to have a historically great season and replicate it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it just sucks to see him. You expect some regression, but like it's almost falling off a cliff. But the best part about the Eagles, they're so talented that it still somehow works. They just need to get the wheels up under, get their legs up under.
Yes, and seeing that game yesterday with the Jets, this makes the matchup with us, with the Cowboys, a lot more interesting because it makes the Eagles look more beatable. And we have
about them Cowboys.
That win yesterday was disgusting. That was disgusting. Don't get me started. I will rant for an hour about that. That was disgusting. But we can get into that too. But we have this we have this weird thing with the Eagles when we play them. We always beat them early in the year. But when we play them later in the year, especially with playoff implications and we need them, we lose, we come up short. They get us every time. It's a weird dynamic. The Giants and Commanders are not a factor to me. It's always the Eagles. To me, that the Cowboys and Eagles is the more nastier of the games in our division. Like the Eagles and the other teams, it just don't seem like it hits as hard. Oh, I got gnats in here. It seems like it don't hit as hard as the Cowboys and Eagles because we truly hate each other. We hate Philly fans. Philly fans hate us, okay? All right? I don't want shit to do with Philadelphia fans. I hate y'all and your stupid little jingle and your EAGLES stupid chant. Eagle, I hate that shit. Fuck y'all. All right? Fuck the Eagles. I just hate that the Eagles have had a lot of my favorite players over the years, from Vic, Deshaun Jackson, Shady McCoy. Like, they had a lot of my favorite players the Eagles have had. It sucks, but that matchup is looking very interesting. I think we play them this week, if I'm not mistaken. Either this week or next week, one of the two. So that matchup is going to be that game is going to be nasty. It's going to be bitter because the Eagles are coming off a loss. You know how Cowboys are when we come off a win. They're hyping it up. That game's going to be super hyped up. Both teams, I think we'll be ready for Philly. How we come out flat and we're not ready to play is usually not the case against Philly, especially early in the season. So that game, and they just got Julio. That game is going to be nasty. It's going to be hard hitting. It's going to be physical. And to touch on something, how I want your thoughts on how you see how every team in the league is trying to be like Philly and do that little quarterback sneak thing. I mentioned on my stream last night, The reason why it works with Philadelphia and not other teams is because of Jalen Hurts. To me, Jalen Hurts for that play is not the traditional quarterback. Jalen Hurts, in that sense, is basically a running back. That man is strong. He's stocky. He's thick. He's squatting like 600 plus pounds. How many quarterbacks are squatting 600 plus pounds? Like Lamar is an athlete all day. Give it to him. But Jalen Hurts is straight power. That man is strong. He doesn't care about getting hit. He'll bring you the hat. The only other quarterback that I know where a play like that will probably work is Cam Newton. He's the only one because they're the big physical quarterbacks and shit like that just works with them because they can push the pile. He's strong. He's hard to bring down. Hell, maybe even Big Ben because Big Ben was so hard to sack because he's so big. Yeah, he was just a naturally big, strong dude. So he was hard to bring down. And the same with Cam. But that's the only reason why. Because you look at all the other quarterbacks in the league. Josh Allen is big and strong, but he's reckless. And like when Josh Allen scrambles, I'm like, please don't get hurt. Because he just be reckless out there. But other than that, there's no other quarterback that has that type of strength. And Jalen Hurts is still young. So he still got those young legs, those young lungs, that young man strength. But it's still grown man strength. He isn't old yet where it's affecting him, affecting his joints and shit. How you just wake up as an old man aching. How I wake up every morning, so it doesn't affect him yet. So I want to go ahead.
I was just saying about the touch push, and every week they're talking about like banning it. And my thing is, if you're banning it because you think it's like overpowered, right? Teams shouldn't be able to just run the touch push and get automatic first down. Well, as you said, other teams try to run it, prove that it's not automatic.
It's not.
Now, if you're trying to say we want to ban this because it looks like fucking rugby and we don't want a bunch of guys piling up and trying to drive each other, you know what I'm saying? Like that because it could cause injuries and whatnot, that I can agree with. But as for the play being overpowered, it worked for the Eagles not only because their quarterback is probably the strongest quarterback in the league, or probably one of the strongest starting quarterbacks of all time, but they have the best interior line in the league.
That's another reason, yes.
You can argue some things, but that, especially at that, they can just drive motherfuckers off the ball. So when you ban a play because of that, you're basically going against team building. Because there's no difference between them saying we're just gonna do the quarterback sneak or power drive, then just handing it off to a fullback. The only difference is that it takes more time because you have to turn around, hand to a fullback. And there's a whole operation to it instead of just snap and go and whatnot. So it's just as simple as that. It's like if you're trying to ban it because you think the Eagles are too good at it, then get a better D-line. Boo-hoo, you're rooting against team building. They built their team to where if all else, well, one, they want the best offensive line. They had it last year. They probably are still making a good case this year. So they effectively. And at times they say, look, it's 4th and 1, 3rd and 1 inches, whatever. And they're like, man, Jason Kelsey's going to whoop that nose tackle's ass. And we're just going to send Jalen Hurts right behind him. That's football. They identified their matchup and said, yes, Jason Kelsey and his two guards, it's been a bully. Whoever the fuck you put right there, we don't give a damn. If it's Dexter Lawrence, Quentin Williams, Aaron motherfucking Donald, we bullying their ass.
Yes.
And if our line is enough, Jalen Hurts squat 6 motherfucking hundred, and combined with that, ain't nothing solid. So that's just team building.
I agree. I hope they don't ban it. I'm with you, man. It's football. If you want to stop it, get you a strong interior line. Easier said than done. And again, the offensive line has advantage because they're pushing off. As a D line, I mean, you got to kind of play the play because what if they fake it and then everybody collapses in and they toss it out? You know what I'm saying? It's just football. Just stop it. It's like a broken play in Madden. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah, it's a meta play. It's a real life meta play. That's exactly what the brotherly shove is. It's a
It's
real
kind of
life
like
Madden
I
play.
remember some highlights. What was it? I think it was Cam Newton. Sometimes they would get like 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1, and they just line Cam up with like a running back or something,
Mm-hmm.
and then they just snap the Cam and shotgun, and he just take it right up the middle.
Yeah.
And then if, sometimes he had the option to just bounce it out if he had to. Nobody thought that was overpowered. They were just like, they got Cam Newton. That's it. They got Cam Newton. You don't.
Yes.
So that's the same thing here. They got the old line and Jalen Hurts.
It's only
You don't.
it's only and like you said, it's only a problem because Philly is so successful and the rest of the league is not. So they deem it unfair because the NFL is so soft. I mean, there was a hit last night where they called unnecessary roughness on the Chargers defense when they hit Dak, and it was just a generic ass hit. And I was sitting here like, there ain't no way that's roughing the passer or unnecessary roughness. I'm like, the league cannot be getting that soft, man. At the end of the day, this is football. We know what we sign up for when we play this game. I played this game. You played this game. Granted, we're not in the NFL, but it's still physical at any level you play. That's what football is. It is the most physical, demanding sport on the planet. And you can't ban a play because it works so well because the team is built so well for it. To me, that just screams the league is just too damn soft. And it really pisses me off. And as much as I hate the Eagles, I don't knock them for doing it because it works. That's what I would do. If I had a quarterback that's squatting 600 pounds and he getting the drive and the push behind the best center in the league and the best line, what's the problem? That's just my 2 cents on it, man.
It's so different than quarterback need, with traditional quarterback need.
Absolutely. But let's talk about last night, man. My Cowboys, your Chargers. That was a disgusting game for both teams. I don't care. Nobody said.
Oh,
Oh, that was the ugliest win we'll probably get all seen. That was an ugly ass win. I feel bad for Justin Herbert, and I said this at the beginning of my stream. I feel like the Chargers are wasting him because they won't get him a good line. He's too talented back there. We got pressure on him the majority of the night, and then Micah finally got home at the end of the game when it mattered. But you got to get Justin Herbert a line because if you put Justin Herbert behind a good line, shit, Patrick Mahomes got some competition as best quarterback in the game, hands down. Because Herbert he can spin that goddamn football, and you got good receivers to throw it to. You got a good running back there in Eckler. I really think the Chargers are wasting Herbert. They're going to waste him like they wasted Phillip Rivers, or they're just going to get this man hurt. And I would hate to see that because he's too damn good. He is too damn good. But as for us, it's just bad play calling on both sides. I tried to tell y'all about Kellen Moore. I tried to tell y'all. You got hyped up about that first touchdown, and you was like, "Yeah, Kellen Moore about to put up 100." No, I never lost faith. Okay, Kellen Moore is who we thought he is. Okay, he's who we thought he was, and it's unfortunate. Justin Herbert's, he's had a different coordinator every year he's been in the league. Can we get this man some consistency, please, at coaching and play calling? Can we get him that? Get him some stability like Mahomes. Mahomes and Andy Reid probably got a good another 5 or 6 years, pending Andy Reid when he wants to retire or whatnot, and pending his health, whatever. But they got a good another 5, 6 years together, and they're going to dominate and be great. If Justin Herbert can get the same thing, he's that one quarterback outside of Mahomes that I can see that can challenge Mahomes. And Trevor Lawrence. Okay. I don't know why Trevor Lawrence he's that guy. I don't care nobody say. Him and Doug Peterson they're gonna be that duo coming up to challenge Andy Reid and Mahomes. But Herbert needs to get him a good coach. Like, nothing against Staley. And he looks like a child with a fake beard and gray in his hair. But we got to do something to help Justin Herbert, man. Like, that guy is too damn good. And that game was so winnable for y'all yesterday. Both teams almost blew it. And even you said in the chat, which team is going to choke first? Who's going to blow the game first? And I thought it was going to be us. But it wound up being y'all, and it's
All
unfortunate.
knew in our hearts that it was gonna be us, the Chargers, that fucked this game up.
Oh yeah, give your
We
two
all
cents.
Whew. Okay, before I do that, impromptu point about these damn flags. So
Mm-hmm.
I watch a lot of like the Rich Eisen show, and then I hear it echoed on Skip Bayless's show Undisputed,
Mm-hmm.
and they've been making a big deal ever since the Super Bowl about refs throwing flags at the end of games
Yes.
and changing the game.
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you throw a flag there? Yeah, it was holding, but it doesn't really matter. Let them play. And then there was another flag in another game. I think the Chiefs played the Jets,
Mm-hmm.
and Patrick Mahomes throws an interception. They throw a flag, interception gets called back. Chiefs end up winning the game. And then this previous week, there was uh, Buffalo and New York. Darren Waller in the end zone.
I saw that.
Apparently gets
I
held,
saw that.
and
Clear as day. The ref is standing right fucking there. The ref is here. The call happened here. How do you not call that? I don't understand. He's holding that guy the whole time, man. That is blatant. He missed it. Yo, the refs, they gotta start taking some accountability for these calls. Where they when they
I
miss
agree
them.
with that. Have more accountability. But my thing is, when it comes to these games, especially after hearing all the way, especially after the Chiefs game, you hear for months, let them play. You can't throw that flag there. Don't throw the flag there. All the game's rigged and blah, 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 right? And it's like, yeah, I agree with y'all. I'd rather you just let them play. It is what it is. Let them motherfuckers play. I'd rather the game end because you didn't throw the flag rather than you stop the game, calling the flag on somebody, and then it's like, oh, let's debate. Well, we don't know about that one. But here's my thing. Just let them play. And then you hear them say for weeks, oh, don't throw that flag. And then they go to the Giants game, and that ball was 65 fucking feet in the air. That shit was going into the stand. And they're saying, oh, you held him. Darren Waller didn't have a fucking chance at the ball in the fucking first place. Like, I get it if it was, like, catchable. Like, he jumped up and the ball, it bounced off of his hands because he was just a little bit off because he was getting help. But that ball went over his. Bro, Daniel Jones threw that ball so fucking high, he thought he was throwing to the Jolly Green Giants. Like, I don't get it. I'm cool with that. And, it's a missed throw. It is what it is. Let him play. You know what I'm saying? Darren Waller is like 6. How tall is Darren Waller? 6'6", 6'7"?
Let me look that up.
There.
He's a large man.
And he missed. And he looked like he was open too, even with the hold. And even with the hold, and I know this is screenshot Twitter right here, but when you look at like the free train right before he caught the ball, even with the DB holding him, he is just, the positioning is crazy. He has the guy like boxed out. He's like way over the guy. Like, the ball at that point just wasn't catchable. I'd rather y'all say that's on Daniel Jones. You got to make a better throw to get the damn flag in the first place. But that was my tangent. It's just, I'd rather them just play. I'm sick of seeing flags at the end of games. You know what I'm saying? Let them motherfuckers play. There's it is what it is. Especially, I think they need to make it to where they need to stop, they say this every once in a while. You see it to where they'll either intentionally underthrow a receiver or they'll throw it at the back. So the receiver will have to stop and try to go through the defense to catch the ball and they get interference and whatnot. They need to stop throwing that shit. If you underthrow that ball and the receiver has to stop and go back through a defensive back, that shouldn't be called pass interference. Because at that point, it's on your quarterback to make a better throw. And two, the pass wasn't even catchable. See, motherfuckers, they're running and the ball goes way back there. But just because the receiver's going like this and there's a DB right here, they'll call pass interference. The ball went within 60 miles of the fucking guy. It's like the ball has COVID separation with the motherfucking guy, and you throwing a flag. He wasn't catching that shit. Oh man, they pissed me off with those.
I'm gonna chop up your rant and make a short and post that. That was beautiful, but that was beautiful. Darren Waller is 6'6", so that is very fucking tall. That dude is basketball tall. He's 6'6", 240. That's a small forward. That's LeBron out there. He 2 inches shorter than LeBron frickin' James. So that is a large man. Okay,
Crazy.
that was
And he was over the DB's helmet was like at his belly button.
yeah,
If
yeah,
that.
yeah,
And he still couldn't even get a fingertip on that ball.
yeah. That was crazy, man. These refs, man, and these and my thing too. I know they want to protect quarterbacks. I know they want to protect quarterbacks, but we got to do something about these weak ass unnecessary roughing calls. Now, if a quarterback is sliding and you hit him in the neck area in the head, I get it. And if the quarterback is sliding and he's going down and you come and try to spear his ass like Goldberg, yes, throw the flag. Okay. But when they come and they just do a little love shove, a little love tap, a little shoulder check, and they fall and they're flopping and shit, stop throwing that flag, man. You're just making the game way too damn soft. That shit gets on my nerves. Quarterbacks back in the day got brutalized. Could you imagine how quarterbacks from back in the day would have loved to play in today's game with all the passing and shit? Could you imagine Dan Marino and the numbers he put up in that era? He put up those type of numbers. Imagine him today. He'd probably throw for 6,000-7,000 yards because you couldn't touch him. If you blow on him, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense. Like they're calling it every time. I hate that. We need to stop doing that. Stop making the game soft. Please. It's football. Let them knock the piss out of each other. That's what we do in America. That's what we love to watch. Watch these guys go out here, put on helmets, shoulder pads, knock the piss out of each other, and go home. That's what we love to fucking watch. Because we're American and we're fucking crazy.
Take it too far. Like I think I was watching the Ravens game, and that shit was crazy. Big defensive lineman comes off and gets a sack, and it's funny because he like tackles the guy like this. So he has the quarterback right here, takes him to the ground, and of course he goes all the way down with it because these quarterbacks is elusive. And they throw the flag, landing with a body weight. And it's funny because he showed him the fucking replay. And no, the body wasn't even on him at all. It was the arm tackle.
Yes. Yes.
And then it's funny. It's like you see slow motion. He talks with the quarterback, lands next to him, gets up and celebrates, and then it cuts to the ref, landing with the body weight on the quarterback. And it's like the body didn't even.
They're so soft, man. Yes. Oh my God, they're so soft, bro. I can't. They need to do something about that. They need to have a long discussion about that. A long.
I feel bad for the refs on those calls because they're calling it right and they're gonna get shit for it, but that's the league's rule.
Yeah.
That the league says if you touch the quarterback in the hand in any way, shape, or form, they gotta throw the flag. Mm-hmm. So they might think it's stupid too, but if you go to block a pass and you're running too fast and you accidentally on the quarterback, they got to throw a flag. And they might think it's stupid too. But they going to get shit for it because they're the ones that threw the flag. That's the league's rule. And then the body weight thing is just too – they got to be more – of course, there's some rules that have to be vague because there's too many situations to where it can happen. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to stuff like that, you can't be that vague. Like, yeah. It has to be it has to be – they need to throw the word malicious in there. If you're hitting the quarterback and it looks malicious, not like violent and malicious is different when it comes to football. You know, you go up and you smack the quarterback. They shouldn't have let you run free at the damn quarterback in the first place.
Yes.
But if you go up there and you're fucking picking the quarterback up and fucking, driving the shoulder into him, if you're going up and you're not fighting at the ball, but you going up and you grabbing him up by the horse collar and throwing him down. And you hard barking the damn quarterback, goddamn twisting ankles and shit like that. Yeah. Motherfucking flag, you know what I mean?
You down here doing WWE moves.
Where people will go, like, they'll grab you, go up, and then just, yeah. Okay, you can call that. I still wouldn't agree with that because there's some quarterbacks where Johnson. You don't have to scoop them legs up and drive them, motherfucker. Mm-hmm. There ain't no other way. But, yeah, they just got to be more specific with them.
Yeah, they definitely.
But about the Cowboys and Chargers game, It went about the way that I expected it to go. I thought there would be more points. I thought the offenses would have showed up, but I knew some way somehow we was gonna fuck the game up, and that's cool. One less game with Staley. And while you were talking about it, it just came into my mind. I think Brandon Staley is gonna be our Marvin Lewis, to where he's a good coach, and everybody's like, yeah, he's good, but he just never crosses that line.
Yeah.
He meets the threshold, he doesn't break it.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I mean, at some point, something has to change because when it comes to Staley, it's hard to put it in words. So I'm going to try to use some other people's words. And they were talking about, forgot who it was, but they brought up the example of, yeah, having a bad O-line is terrible, and we shouldn't knock you for it. But if you want to be considered one of the elite quarterbacks, at some point you have to, what do they say where you bring your teammates up, like you raise the playing level of your teammates? There's a word for it. But you got to do that. Joe Burrow was behind one of the historically worst offensive lines of all time, and he went to a Super Bowl because he was just that great. And, of course, he had the best receiving core in the motherfucking league to help out. But for a lot of years, they've been arguing, we got a real good receiving core. We got Keenan Allen. We had Hunter Henry, but now we have Gerald Everett, Mike Williams, who's hurt now, Quentin Jefferson, and then we had is it Josh Palmer? I think it's Josh Palmer. He's been really good as a third, and I think he had to play, as a third. He had to play as a number 2 last night, and especially as a fourth. Really fucking good. That is a real good receiving core, and we're still not meeting it. The 49ers don't have, well, of course they have Trent Williams, but run blocking, that offensive line is top tier. But they're not that good at pass blocking, and we kind of saw it in the Browns game when you face a real good pass rush and you can't just bully ball your way through the game. But they make it to NFC Championship. Their play calling and their offensive coordinator and Brock Purdy and all that is just so good. It's just massive. The team and all that is massive. So why is it that over the years we've had Phil Rivers, who was fringe top 10, now we have Justin Herbert, who is undeniably consensus top 10, sometimes consensus top 5, and we have all these weapons, all these defensive players that get ranked very high, and we still can't get it done. And every year, there's some kind of excuse, And, you can make an excuse for any team in the league at any given time. But every year, there's 4 teams. There's 8 teams, right? 2. There's 4. So there's 2 teams in the AFC, 2 teams in the NFC that get it done despite the excuses. And then there's 2 more that get to the Super Bowl despite the excuses, the injuries, the offensive line, the receivers going down, tight ends hurt, quarterback got a goddamn calf. They're getting there. And one of them wins it. We're not even close. We're not close. And it's funny, every year, people give y'all shit. Y'all haven't been to the NFC Championship since Pop died. What the f*** he done since Pop died? We ain't been nowhere. The one time we went to the NFC Championship, our fucking quarterback ain't have a damn ACL. His leg was gone. And we did just this. He had his leg the next season. Where was we? At home. We got Justin Herbert. Everybody, every year they hear, oh, Justin Herbert, so talented. He's going to put it together this year. I'm picking Justin Herbert over Joe Burrow because Justin Herbert has the talent. You see this throw he made on this day at this point in time? Make the motherfucking ball. Hey, get up there. I'm tired of getting to the dance and not. That shit's getting on my nerves. Why the fuck we showing up to the dance in the Gucci suit? It's what's going on? Look at the fucking together. I'm tired of this fucking team.
Oh, shit.
I'm sick of this fucking team, bro.
I love it.
And the whole team's choking like a motherfucker. Ain't doing goddamn shit. We let Jack outrun Derwin James?
I love it. Yo, look, Matt. This is why you gotta get in here, man. Cause you gotta get in here and rant too, bro. Yo, I love hearing your rant. And I can tell when you just get lost. I'm like, yes, keep it going. God, I love this. I love this podcast. I'm glad that we're doing this. I love this. I love this. Cause I know you can go all day, not go all day about the Cowboys. Oh damn! All right, all right. Before you blow a gasket, we're gonna move on to all right. Our next topic. All right. Out of so outside of the top 4, 5, and 1 teams, what other team out there do you think could be a problem and a sleeper going forward? Like could spoil somebody's day, or is a team you think once they get to the playoffs, run the playoffs, they'll get in and they'll get going. My team will be surprising maybe because they are a legit sleeper team. They're playing some damn good football, and I think they're going to be a problem. But I want to hear yours first.
Okay, so my first thought was actually another 5-1 team, which is the Detroit Lions, which is putting it together really well. But I'm going with the Ravens. They're doing, I mean, they dropped a game or two. I can't remember if they won last week or not. But Lamar's looking really good.
He
Of
is.
course, the receivers haven't been putting it together that much, and then
They can't
there's been
catch.
a couple of interceptions thrown in here. But I think somebody told me like the stats, and if we look up Lamar's stats, they're surprisingly pretty good compared to everybody else. It's like he's doing better than what you think. But I think the Ravens, yeah, they're a dark horse, and those receivers, if they get it up and going, they keep consistently catching the ball, getting the consistency down, and the chemistry and all that. They got some weapons, and OBJ looked good, albeit for 2 or 3 catches, but he looked pretty good. Zay Flowers is the motherfucking truth. We need to get Devin Duvernay to not only do it on the punt returns, but do it as a receiver also. Okay,
Yes.
we need you to be more than Percy Harvin and Devin Hester. Okay, we need you to catch the motherfucking ball. But I think they can really put it together. And I think the reason why the Ravens aren't getting talked about that much is kind of like the same reason why the Jaguars are getting talked about that much. Because it clicked on when we talked about the Jaguars. Like they are kind of balling out. It's because they're not really dominating, right?
Yeah.
They're really good teams that are just winning. Like they're not destroying anybody on offense. The defenses are playing really good for both of them. But even in the games where you feel like they should run away with it, they're not running away with it, right? Like the Ravens beat the Texans, but it was like a 20-12 game.
Yeah.
You were, especially with how good Lamar has been playing and with the new offense and the weapons, you would expect that to be a 30-12 game. But no, it was only an 8-point spread. So I think I'm gonna add yours in there, the Jaguars. I think that's who you're going hard for. I think that's what it is. I would throw them in there just because I feel like these teams are getting talked about because they're not running away with games. They're just winning.
I could say the Jaguars, but it's not them. My sleeper team or my dark horse team is the Detroit Lions. Dan Campbell has them believing. Despite what their record may be, I think they have a 3-2 record or whatnot. The Detroit Lions are playing some damn good football this season. And they started the year off. Yeah, and they started the year off beating the Chiefs. Spoiling their Super Bowl ceremony. With Taylor Swift in the building. The Detroit Lions are going to be that team. I don't think they'll get to the NFC title game, but I can definitely see them giving somebody some problems in the playoffs. Like, I don't know if they play San Francisco, but I can see them just by how they believe and how hard they play. I truly think the Detroit Lions will be a problem going forward. And I see them winning about 10, 11 games, and that may sound crazy. I got to look at their schedule, but I think they can win around 10, 11 games and be a real good, solid team and problem in the playoffs. I see them getting to the second round. I can see them getting there. They're going to win their division. Their division is ass. So they're going to win. They're going to win their division, hands down. The Bears are trash. Jordan Love is too inconsistent right now in Green Bay. Don't even get me started on Minnesota and Kirk Cousins. We know what Kirk Cousins is in prime time when the lights come on the brightest. So Detroit is going to win their division, and they're going to get a home game, and they are going to be tough to beat. So depending on how that falls when playoff times come, they may fuck around and get to the second round where they're probably going to meet San Francisco or Philly. I think Detroit can beat Philly. I think it could. Now, can they beat San Francisco? That all depends on if they're healthy. If they're fully healthy at full strength, I don't think they'll beat them, but I think it's going to be a real good fucking game. But I can definitely see Detroit being a problem going forward, and as you said, a dark horse in the league. And my second team, of course, like you said, the Baltimore Ravens. When their receivers learn how to fucking catch, then maybe Lamar will look like. I mean, Lamar is doing again. It's the same. It's the same problem. It's Lamar doing it by himself. Unfortunately, OBJ can only do so much now with damn Nats with the 2 knee surgeries. He's getting up there in age. He doesn't have that explosion. If Lamar had prime OBJ in New York, oh good God. Like just
if he got traded, when he got traded to the Browns, he was still really good.
he was still really good. Yeah. He got he got wasted in Cleveland. Mm-hmm. And and it's unfortunate about Baltimore. They just can't stay healthy with the running backs, man. Like they always run into the injury bug, and I feel so bad because outside of the Cowboys, Baltimore is my next favorite team. I love the Ravens, and I want to see Lamar win and get. If there's one quarterback I want to get a ring, it's Lamar, because he was so doubted coming into the league. I want to see Lamar win. He deserves it. That dude is balling. He is the Baltimore Ravens, okay? He is the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar is the truth, and I think eventually he will get a ring. I just hope it's soon before he starts losing that athleticism. But Lamar is that dude, and I think one day they're going to win.
I remember when he brought it up. He was thinking he's like, at a certain point, Lamar Jackson isn't going to be that athletic. And I was like, even then, even if he loses a step or two, just like all the other really fast people in the league, even with Lamar 30-something years old, he's still going to be faster than half the quarterback.
Yeah.
67%. He's still going to be running that 4 or 5. He's still going to be dangerous.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
linemen ain't going to catch him. They're going to have to run them crazy cutoff angles to get him.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
be moving at that speed.
Shit, Vic's still.
I think the passer right now,
yeah.
he can be some trouble.
And
my thing is, even if the Ravens don't win it all this year, I hope they do enough to where they can get rid of that stigma, to where for some reason all the free agent receivers just refuse to come to Baltimore, and they have to get like they infamously, where they had a season where their number one hype receiver was Sammy fucking Watkins. So I need them to do it. Yeah, I want them to win it all, get to the NFC Championship, or at the very least do enough where these receivers will actually come to Baltimore.
Yes, he needs a true number one, and I don't. It sounds crazy. I think there's going to be some good receivers coming out this year. Maybe not first round, but I think there's going to be some good receivers. I've been watching and paying attention to these receivers in college. Somebody is going to snatch up one of them no name or low name receivers, and they're going to be helping Baltimore. And I'll be so glad. But I say I hope it's not too late. Like I said, I hope Mark Andrews can stay healthy too. I hope they can get it, because Mark Andrews, to me, if it's not Kittle, Mark Andrews is the second best tight end in the league. Okay, Kelsey's up here, then you got Andrews and Kittle like right under him. I think Mark Andrews is that dude. Man, I feel like we didn't talk everything out.
I think so too. The thing is, we only have one topic going into this.
yeah. It was kind of impromptu because I had to go be a dad today, and I had to help the little ones with the homework. But like, a lot happened this week, and coming into this week, I think we'll have a lot more to talk about, especially coming off next Monday night game next week, and we'll definitely see. Let me look and see who the Cowboys play this week, because if I'm not mistaken, I really think we play the Eagles this week. Let's see. No, we got the Rams. Oh shit!
I think y'all can win that game. I think it might be a little. I think y'all got that one.
I think we can win, but Aaron Donald's about to have a resurgence, man. Shit. Aaron Donald about to come back, man. Oh man. You got any? Yeah. You got anything else to add, man? I feel like this is a good quick and short one. I'm gonna chop up a lot of your arguments. I'm about to go and edit and make some shorts and upload those. But you got anything else you want to add? You got anything else you want to add, Foxy?
Not yet. Yeah, I can't think of anything.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at quarterback stats right now.
Yeah, it's a little dry. Like I said, but it was short and quick, and we got to the point, and we still got some good football talking in here. And I'm pretty sure we still got a good 45 minutes or so. So this is pretty good. It's not too long for people with short attention spans. They can come watch the video. So that being said, guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in and watching another episode of the Headlines Podcast. Sorry we weren't here last week. That's on me. Okay, had some technical difficulties, but we came back this week. We will be back here next week. I guarantee you that. Okay, be sure to follow Foxy on his channel. Go subscribe. Link will be down in the description. Follow me on social media at PauloSolo23 on X or Twitter. Debating if I want to do Instagram again. Probably not, because I don't post enough, and I'm tired of it getting deleted just randomly. Yo. We want to thank you guys for tuning in with us. Y'all be safe. Y'all have a good night. One love and all glory to God. We will catch y'all next week, baby. Peace.